So those for those of us who are insecure and deal with fears, because usually that's the root of the beginning that it turns into some sort of character flaw or whatever. What do you think is the first step when somebody begins to feel that fear and insecurity and they start to feel it burn inside them where they want to put it out on somebody else? What do you think is the first step
Well,
to kind of
let
diffuse
me
that?
ask you, when you just said when it burns inside of you, where do you
Mm.
feel it?
Yeah, I mean,
In your solar plexus, usually, or
In
your
your
gut,
stomach. Yeah.
somewhere in your stomach. It kind of feels like there's a knot, or your heart drops, or what you're feeling is your chakras. You have to get. It's almost like you have to train yourself to not react. You have to respond. So when you start feeling something out of balance within your body, within your chakra system, you can then take a step back and do some affirmations. I attract narcissistic men, guys did. And so so I spent a lot of my young adulthood in a state of suffering. I had really rough, abusive relationships. I was forced through an abortion. And so there's a lot of traumas that happen. I know my story may not be the worst story, but we all have our own set of traumas. And if for any second I allowed myself to feel like that's who I was, I don't think that I would have been able to recover as fast. So pain for me, okay, so now in hindsight, I can look back at it and through those experiences of trauma, you learn how strong you are because you come back. And so the pain no longer is the issue. It's what have I gained from this pain? And that allows you to not be the victim anymore, because now you know something more about yourself that you didn't know before. And so now when you encounter that in a future incident, or if you're helping somebody heal their own traumas because you've been through something similar, you now have that wisdom of going through something like that yourself. And you can kind of be the light, the example. Like, look, you can come out of it. You don't have to let it define you.
Okay, so we all have contracts. We don't know what they are, obviously. Some people do, some people don't. And we're all transmitters, we're transmuters. We can take energy and we can transmute it to another energy consciously, just like a quartz crystal does consciously, just doesn't tell us. But and again, back to this guy, we take in that. So if there's a whole bunch of negativity around us and we find ourselves in it and we have no clue why, maybe it's because you are the one that is taking in the negative energy and you're transmuting it. My wife cries. That Vegas thing, she transmuted energy through tears. I mean, everybody has their own different way of doing it. You can cry, you can meditate, you could play some sport and allow the energy to flow out of you, but that's, again, we're the battery. We make this thing work. So that's what one of our purposes is to transmute energy. That's why we have feelings and emotions. They come and they go, but they're always there because we're transmuting it, especially the collective. There's so many of us and we're all having feelings. We're all feeling this. And then, yes, I find myself sometimes in conversations, I'm like, this wasn't like this when I started talking to you. Why are we arguing? Why are we yelling? And then everybody else starts doing it. And it's just contagious, like da 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 da. And you're not, and you can see that. Then maybe your purpose was to transmute whatever negativity.
Hold the light in that situation,
because
it's not affecting you, but it's affecting them, and you have to allow it to play out.
Okay, so if there's an abuse that happens in your childhood, it enters all these other etheric pieces of you, not just the physical. So you have the physical, but you also have, your emotional body, all these other bodies. And so there's residual energy there. That's what I'm asking. Can the Reiki clear all that out, all this extra stuff?
Absolutely. Use your intention, but at the same time, the Reiki is all knowing. It goes where it's needed. So you may think it needs to go here, but maybe there's something else that's needing that attention more. So it's going to go there. So several Reiki sessions will help kind of jumpstart the healing process, because we all carry a lot of heaviness. And the more that we can kind of clean house and spring clean, we will eventually hit all of the things that need to be healed.
You know, sometimes we feel so guilty. We're meditating, we're doing everything we need to do, and sometimes we can't get out of that space, that low vibration. And no wonder, like you said, we're being bombarded. So thank you guys so much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Helping us get out of that space.
Yes, it's service to others, and that's like what you're doing. It's service to others, what's going to change everything, not service to self. That time is over. That's back there. Now the new age is coming. It's service to others. So we're happy to at least participate in that realm.
Unity and community.
Exactly.